Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kevin Rose, and what I'm here to do today is introduce you about vacationing on a cruise ship. So, what about the cruise ship, and what about vacationing? A lot of people say I can't afford it. A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to get out in the sea in the water. I get sick." Well, let's look at it like this here. When you're out there in the water, a lot of times you don't feel or won't even know that you're out. You're afloat. So, how did cruise lines actually get started? Well, let's look back in the 1950s, where there was a ship called the Stella Polaris. This was actually a ship that was purposely built for cruising. This ship would actually venture from the east coast of the United States to Europe and back. So where does that lead us today? Let's look at one of our major cruise lines that we have out today. That would be Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival Cruise Lines is in one of the most competitive markets right now for cruising and your destinations of travel. So why did I select Carnival Cruise Lines? Well, Carnival Cruise Lines to me, it happens to be have some of the most vibrant activities on board and offshore as well. So when you come into a ship, you're greeted by a large atrium. Every last one of their ships, they have 22 ships that are set up differently. Some are the same, some seem the same, but all of them are different in a way. You go from the smaller tonnage ships to the larger tonnage ships. You come on board, you have your smaller staterooms where you can have 2 people up to 4 people. Then you also have your suites, which is like a miniature apartment. Then you turn around and say, well, how can I afford a cruise? Well, cruises are seasonal. Cruises go from anywhere from a low price of $150, if not lower, on up to a few $1,000s, depending on the season that you travel. If you travel in the winter, the price is going to be a little lower. You travel in the summer, it's going to be a little higher. So, what can you actually get, or what type of value can you get from traveling on a cruise? Well, one of the things about the cruise is that for one price, you get the whole 9 yards. You get your room, you get food, and you get some offshore excursions. So, offshore excursions, what are they? Well, offshore excursions can at every island or somewhat different. Reason why I say that, let's take snorkeling and scuba diving for example. Let's take if we go down to St. Martin and you want to scuba dive there. You have different caverns there that you can explore underwater. You have different sides of the island that you can explore as scuba diving. Cost cost varies depending on the island that you go to. Let's go down to the Bahamas, say Freeport, another port of call for the Carnival Cruise Line. Freeport to me happens to be one of a great spot because it's fishing. You have offshore excursion where you can go out for a whole day and actually do some offshore fishing. Great spot. So, what would be the value of, let's say, a cruise to nowhere? What I mean, a cruise to nowhere. Cruise to nowhere is basically set up by Carnival, where they have a cruise ship that'll leave a port of call or a port and cruise out into the Atlantic. It could be the Atlantic Pacific, and float in the sea for a couple hours or even a few days, and come back to port. That's what they call cruise nowhere. Just to go out and have a few days of fun. Bottom line is that cruising is very affordable, and it takes you to many different destinations outside the United States, and some in the United States. Why I say in the United States? Because we can float from Miami, Jacksonville, and actually go to Key West, Galveston, Texas, places of that nature there. So in a nutshell, cruising is affordable. You just have to do your research. You just have to have the nerve to get on board and have to understand that, hey, not all cruise ships have a turbulent way of travel. So in conclusion, give cruise ships a shot. Go out and have some fun. Look into it. It's your wife, girlfriend, and family together. and go on a little short cruise and see how you like it. Thank you.